CNN newsroom, investigative journalist Kimberly Dvorak. Kimberly, we're hearing that the Obama administration right now to bring these people from Muslim countries and cultures over to the United States, they're cutting corners. Usually the processing time is 1 year to 2 years. They're doing it now in about 3 months. And I know why this is going on. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. It's because Barack Obama only has 8 months left in his administration. So he's got to get it done as much as possible, as quick as possible.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to check off one of his promises as president before he leaves. And I think that what is concerning about these folks that they're fast-tracking, in essence, 3 months or so is the actual vetting process. 97% of them are Sunni Muslims. And, it just kind of questions, why are we really bringing over 97% of these 10,000 will be Muslims, and we're only bringing about 1% over that are Christians. And they say that they're doing this they're vetting on a process that the most needy is going to get here first. Well, it seems to me that, the wars over there, they're wiping out the Christians. So why wouldn't you be bringing more Christians over?
Well, it's the agenda. More than 1,000 Muslims since the Paris attack have been brought over here, people from Muslim countries and cultures, and only four of them are Christians, while Christians, as you said, are being slaughtered. They're the target of genocide. And let's look at green cards. If you look at green cards during this administration, Kimberly, from 2009 to 2013, 680,000 Muslim immigrants to this country, 270,000 immigrants from Europe. How is that going to help the United States? Yes, we want to help these people, but why do we have to bring them to our shores? Why can't we help them there?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what we all have to keep in mind, too, that when refugees come to this country and they're seeking, obviously, political asylum, they're the most expensive refugees for this country to take care of. Because a lot of them will speak a language, but they don't write, they don't read, and they don't have any skills. So they most likely get into the system here in the United States, and they are on welfare or benefits for life because they don't have any wherewithal to actually learn and trade and join in and assimilate with our culture here. And also they're bringing in a high number of women with their children. Well, where are the husbands that are going to be taking care of these women and children? That's going to rest on the taxpayers. And then when these children grow up, and presumably they're not going to be growing up in Beverly Hills, so they have more of a chance of being disenfranchised. And then you're going to start seeing where we see that have the homegrown terrorists, or what happened with the wife of the U.S. born jihadi here in San Bernardino, that came in pretty much welcome arms, very little background checks went in place, and then she turned weapons on the very people that welcomed her into this country. I think you're going to see more of that type of thing moving forward, because you can't make people assimilate, and we're not allowing people to assimilate.
Assimilation is crucial, and if you look at some of the polling of Muslims in this country, an alarming percentage say it's okay for radical Islamists to attack civilians in the name of Islam or trying to protect Islam. These are Muslims who are in this country. So there's just, the bottom line is, Kimberly, there's just no way you can vet these people. There is no database in Syria for these people to be checked up. In fact, half the time we probably don't even know if that's really their name that they're putting down on the processing information. There's just no way to properly vet these people and find out where their heart lies. So why don't we help them over there? This just makes no sense to me, except if you're Barack Obama and you want to fundamentally transform this country. This, I think, is the coup de grace. This is his final act in fundamentally transforming the culture of this country and possibly turning people into future Democrat voters.
Well, I'd like to add just like one final thought here. This morning, the American people woke up to the fact that a lieutenant commander in the U.S. Navy was actually arrested 8 months ago on espionage charges. Now, he was a foreign national born in Taiwan, and he was naturalized in this country, and he was in charge of actually, getting intel for the U.S. Navy. Now, we're not saying that these people come here, they're naturalized. Nobody's saying they're not good people. But what happens with terrorists, what they do is their family in the country they came from will say, look, hey, you're either going to give us information, you worked your way up in the military, you either give us this information, or we're going to kill your family back home. And I'm fairly certain any of us would say, okay, well, I'm going to give you the information. I don't want my family to die. So these type of situations can play out and do play out. We just don't know when or where something like this will happen, and it's up to this vetting process that we're all relying on. And you're right, the closest place for them to get the help they need in their culture is to remain in the area. Let's help them there.
Paul Ryan thinks it's just fine what's going on, that the Obama administration is fast-tracking these people from the Middle East right now. I think it's high time the Congress does its job and lives
Absolutely.
up to Article 1 of the United States Constitution. Kimberly, thanks. Coming up next.